Well, one of my support screws broke, see? Just snapped off because it was hitting a knot. And I ran it in there, and I could feel that it was getting tighter and tighter and tighter. I thought, oh, maybe it'll go a little bit more, and then click, it cracked off. And that's okay. I think it was this, where was it? Yeah, I think it was that screw right there. And so before getting another screw, now see, I was able to get it in the same hole. Because you've got 3/4 of an inch here, you can put it slightly at an angle up, down, off to the side, off to the left-hand side, off to the right-hand side, and still use the same hole. See, are you ever going to know that that's going up at an angle? This edge is sticking out more than the bottom edge? You're never going to know. You get the shelf on there, you got some stuff on there, it's good to go. And before I put that back in, then obviously before I pre-drilled, I had to get the next size drill bit up and put it in before I rammed that in there. So, you know, every once in a while, don't just think you can ram it in because these things will strip and they'll spin. And just because I had a ratcheted drill, you know, it couldn't take it all the way in. It just twisted this thing and spun it right off. And now if this was a number 12 screw, it probably would have done the same thing depending how hard I wanted to do it. This happened to be a number 10 screw. See, number 10 by 2.5. See, and there's only so much you can go in there. So as you're putting it in, that's why I pre-drill the holes too, because those studs, like I say, those wall studs, they're over 15 years old, and if you hit a knot or something, you'll kind of be able to tell if you're using a sharp drill bit to pre-drill your holes. And if it's not going in there, you might think, oh, yeah, it feels like I'm going through a knot or something. You might want to upgrade your drill bit in that one particular hole before you even start ratcheting those screws in there, you know. But every once in a while, that's going to happen. But now you know how to fix it, right? Right. All right, let's get these shelves put up. There's that long shelf. Let's look at that for a second. I decided to cut it at the joint right in between here, because see, then I had this shelf fit on top of there, and this next one I had to cut to allow an overlap in there so that both of those fit in between there. And I don't have to put a cover on there or anything. Had I had that over there, right about here, then obviously I would have. But see, that's how I did that. And I was like, okay, this was out of a 6-footer. And then this one was, I forget what, oh, that was a little less than 4 feet. And this one up here was a little more than 2 feet. So I cut a 6-footer, and I had to measure it such and allow for that over, because if you don't do that, then this line here is closer here, and you might not have enough overage. So I had to cut this side and I had to cut that side. I was thinking about just trying to cut one, but that wall's off a little bit anyways. And so I got all my square cuts right there, and it fits over that. And that little tip sets on there, and that little tip sets on there. Same thing for there, so that's not going anywhere. And I had to strategically measure this, remember? I only had 2 4-footers, and I'm going to put 2 4-footers here. That way I've got a joint right here instead of there with the 6-footer, because then had I done that, then I would have only had a couple little pieces, and I wouldn't have been able to have enough of a 4-footer or anything. So I'm taking my 2 4-footers and splitting it right here with the 2 4-footers, because this is longer. This is just a hair less than 6 feet, and this one here is a hair more than 4 feet. Had I taken a 4-footer, it would have stopped about right there, and I wanted it to go over a little bit further. So you see, I'm going to end up having one extra 6-footer that I don't have to do anything with, and that's fine. And I'll get the joints all nicely fit in there like that. Oh, that's going to be sweet. And see, I did have enough room here, and I broke down and put the little caps on there. That way that's not rough up here. See, I just took the caps. The caps were sticking out pretty far, so I just cut the end of the caps off a little bit so that they fit on there, and that gives a nice finished edge right there. And there's my sprinkler. That's plenty of room in there to where I'm not going to hit anything when I put stuff. Obviously, we have this shelf here. We'll have to make sure we don't get things up too high and too close to that sprinkler there. Okay, so little by little, I'm doing it, and then when you have your brackets, see how wonky they are like that? But that's okay. That's just how it is. And then when you fit it in there, I looked at that and I saw it was in between there. So I made sure this one was in between. That way that is going square. And I did all of them that way because it's got little tits on there, and if that fell over there, then you could have this kind of going at an angle. So, you know, just different little things you gotta think of. See how this one moves a little bit, but that's okay. It's in the middle there. And so if that moves like that, that's okay, but at least it's in where it's supposed to be. You see what I mean? And I like these. They kind of go a little different than the standard ones, because you see how that little thing is there, so when you pop the back in, it kind of wedges in there. The standard brackets, not the heavy duty brackets, the other ones, they have a slightly different type of hook there, and they don't have a little hook like that. See? It's just straight, and then it sticks out. You know, it sticks out about, oh, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch or so. I'm kind of digging these. So, you see, this is going to look nice when I get done with it. And remember, I was telling you could cut these with a hacksaw. Well, I'm glad I had my Sawzall, and I'm using my metal cutting blade on the Sawzall, and that's working out way better than a hacksaw, because when you get in there with a hacksaw, it's hard to fit your hacksaw blade in between here, and you have to hold your mouth just right and all that kind of stuff, and it's kind of tricky. I remember that when I installed some shelves like this in a closet, and I was having to cut off, and I didn't have a Sawzall at the time, and I was cutting with the hacksaw. I remember it was kind of a pain to do it with the hacksaw. So I'm glad I got my Sawzall here. Hey, be ready for your project. That's all I got to say. All right, so off I go. Do some more measuring and getting ready to cut my 4-footers. Now see, when I get ready to cut the 4-footers, when I measure, I want to make sure that I'm in between one of these and having it stick in far enough to have these set on top of the shelf. So, which means when I measure this, if I have to cut this end off, I may have to do that, depending where my next measure is down here. You see what I mean? So think about your project, see how it's going to fit on there, and do it. Hey, you're saving money for sure.